Hey, good morning everyone. I hope you're all well. I did a video a while ago talking about my lack of interest regarding boxing interviews. So actually, I'm in a really nice area. Like the houses here are nice. Obviously, if I had more money, I guess these houses probably cost a few hundred grand. I would imagine. I don't know, a million each. I'm not really an expert, but yeah, it'd be nice to buy property soon. I just need to make, as I say, just make a few £100,000 from boxing. Make a few million as well, and then I can just buy whatever property I want. Well, this is a really, really nice place. If you check this out, look at this. It's pretty nice. Probably a nice area to live. But anyway, the point of this video. So yeah, I'm just enjoying my time away from boxing media events. I'm just pretty much retired. I don't want anyone to think, oh, I'm gonna start going to media events again, or it's just not really worth the time and effort. I don't like doing interviews anyway. It's boring. Depends what it is. I don't mind interviewing people, but I want to get into politics. I want to interview politicians and so on, starting with Eritrean politicians. But interviewing boxers, I don't really care what these people do. They don't want to fight each other. Fury, Usyk, oh, he done this, he done that. I don't really care, to be honest. It doesn't interest me anymore. That part of my life is over and done with. And boxing's just boring these days. Fury, for whatever reason, he clearly doesn't want to fight Usyk. I don't know why. Is he scared of him, or does he see, difficulties in Usyk? I'd say that's probably I won't say he's scared. Scared's the wrong word. But I'd say he probably sees he sees something about Usyk where he doesn't really want to fight him. I'm very objective. I'm not taking sides. Fury is clearly holding up the fight for whatever reason. I don't know, whatever. It's his life. He can do what he wants. Boxing's a mess of a sport anyway. It's a joke of a sport. You look at any other sport, you know who I'm a big fan of. I like Djokovic. I didn't take to him at first. I've always liked Roger Federer, personality wise, charisma wise, but Djokovic is without doubt the greatest tennis player of all time. I'll talk about that in a separate video. But yeah, I don't mind. I'd like to interview Djokovic. I don't mind. That would be very interesting to talk to someone else, someone outside of boxing. Boxers they're not the easiest people to interview. You can get an interview, but then they get upset if you ask challenging questions. And with me, I'm very straightforward. So, as I say, I'll just sum it up. I don't expect anyone to care. If you want to unsubscribe from my channel, what do you want me to say? Feel free. There's other people that are willing to interview fighters. I'm not. It just doesn't interest me anymore. There's other things I want to do with my life. I'm 32 now. And, I don't mean to be rude, but I just think a lot of these, grown men and women that follow fighters around with a camera, I just think they're losers, if I'm honest. I don't mean it in a rude way. But you spend all that time around boxing, people like Coogan and Michelle Joy Phelps and so on. You spend all that time around boxing, you don't manage any fighters, you don't fight, you just follow them around with a camera. If that's what you want to do, that's entirely your right, but it just doesn't interest me. And, the fans are quite stupid as well. It's like they don't watch my boxing videos, but then you expect me to get interviews with people like Eddie Hearn, who's got over 1 million Twitter followers. It's hard. But I've done a few videos. I'm just going to sit and wait for the bus. I've done a few videos on President Isaias Afwerki, who is the Eritrean president. And, these videos are getting like 2,000 views in a week. But then when I do boxing videos, it gets a couple of hundred views. So I don't mind. It's fine. But you can't expect me to keep getting access to big names when I've got a small channel. And, if you look at what I've achieved over the last 4 years, I sort of made my comeback in 2019. It's been amazing. I've, in the sense that what do they call it? I've punched above my weight. I managed to get in the ring with Kell Brook, and I managed to get an interview with Eddie Hearn, where usually people with such a small channel you wouldn't be getting anywhere near these kind of people. So I did well, but it's just difficult to maintain, because you can get away with it when you're just sort of sneaking your way around hotels or whatever. But I mean, I can get away with it, but it doesn't make enough money to make it worth my while. Which is cool. I'm not expecting anyone to feel sorry for me, but I'm just telling you the reality of what it's like. People like Coogan and so on, obviously these guys make a lot of money from their videos. They got sponsorship on top, so obviously they can maintain that. For me though, like, I'm not going to take time off work to go up to Manchester, and even if I'm not working, well, I'd rather just stay in the gym and train. I'm focused on my fight with Nicky Smedley. It's probably one of the greatest opportunities in my life to fight an actual pro boxer. So I'd rather just focus on that sort of stuff. But interviewing fighters, I'm done. It's not really for me anymore. I'll give fighting a go, see how that goes, and I need to get the big Eritrea documentary done. I've been planning that for a while, so but I've said enough now anyway. But boxing interview, I don't care what these people do. I don't care. I'm not interested. So if I go to a restaurant, if I order my food, I'm not really trying to hear the chef's life story. I'm not trying to hear these fighters' life stories. Fight the fights I want to see, or if you don't know it, cool. I'm not interested then. I don't care about Fury versus Ngannou. There's no way Ngannou can beat him. I don't care. I'm not going to watch, I'll probably watch a couple of clips on YouTube, but it's not a fight I particularly want to see. It's not a fight that I'd pay for. It's like, I want to see the big fights. I want to see Fury versus Usyk, Fury Joshua, and I don't know, I guess, if he beats those two, then maybe Fury Wilder again. Wilder's capable of beating him, and there's always going to be people coming up, Jared Anderson and Joyce, and there's always someone around, but he wants to fight someone that's never boxed. So I mean, I'm not judging Fury, and I'm not a hypocrite. If I was in his position, I wouldn't fight Ngannou, because if I was in Tyson Fury's position, I'm like, well, you're world heavyweight champion, or you've got most of the belts. Who's got the belts? Usyk's got, I don't even know, I don't keep track. I know Usyk and Fury have both got belts, but Fury's got the chance to form a legacy, where you could be remembered 10,000 years from now. He could be remembered like Julius Caesar and Achilles, but he doesn't want to do it. I mean, Achilles and Julius Caesar, they're remembered thousands of years later, and we've got no footage of them, no photos. So I'm not judging him. Personally, I wouldn't. I don't care how much money you offer. I wouldn't fight Ngannou in a boxing ring, because it's just pointless. You're going to beat him. He's never boxed, so as a professional at least. It's just not, as the heavyweight champion, I think you should try to go for the biggest challenges you can. And I'm not judging him. Obviously, it's his life. He can do what he wants, but I wouldn't dare if I was in his position. I mean, if I was offered a YouTuber right now, like if I could get a chance to fight Deji or KSI, one of these guys, yeah, I'll take it. But if I was a pro, if I was at Fury's level, or not even at that level, if I had 10 pro fights, I wouldn't be taking on YouTubers or whatever, because it just damages your legacy. It's pointless. But anyway, here comes the bus. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. Got stuff to do today.